Yeah, I just can't believe how fast 2022 went by.
Flew by.
It really did. It's insane. It's 2023. What do you think? What's the first thing you want to do? What's your number one thing to do in 2023? How do we kick off the year?
Go camping.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's do it. All right. Oh yeah. Cheers. All right, it is about 2:30 in the afternoon on January 3rd, and we have managed to get up here into an area called Harper Canyon. And as you can see, it is just majestic as far as desert growth. Wasn't overly challenging right up here, but pretty rocky, and considering we're about 36 feet from the very tip of my bumper to the very back of the trailer, I had to negotiate some tight turns pretty carefully, but both the Jeep and the Summit did absolutely fine. The trailer walked over a couple of big rocks without any issue, and obviously the Jeep had no trouble whatsoever. So here we are. Storms are to the west. It is sprinkling slightly with rain. You can see the cloud cover not too far to our west. We are right on the fringe. It rained literally the entire way, 2.5 hour drive to get out here, and it rained on us continuously. Saw a little snow up in the mountains of Julian, and you can see the mountaintops there still covered in clouds. But right now, very light mist, and looking up ahead, that's Harper Canyon. Beautiful area. We hope to hike some of that. There are actually a couple of archaeological sites that I want to try and find while we're out here. But we've got camp all set up, and it went beautifully. Probably not going to get a whole lot of solar, but we're all set up. The intent tonight is to bake a pizza using the scuttle. So I've got this guy, and we'll use a boboli crust, kind of keep it easy, but I'm hoping just to kind of dry heat that covered, and we'll see how that goes. It's all piped in and ready to go. So, and then I've got some kitchen accessories in here as needed. We're gonna Solo stove is ready for the fire. There are no open fires in Anza Borrego State Park, so this thing is great for that purpose. Our dining room there tonight. I assume with pizza we'll be having red wine. And anyway, we're all set up and good to go. So we are all alone. We didn't pass anybody here. There is nobody here. There's probably nobody within at least 10 miles of us. So it's beautiful. It's very nice. Everything is set up, and we're going to enjoy a great evening, I think. What do you think?
Beautiful.
Is it worth the rocky drive up here?
Absolutely.
Up here, it is about 5 o'clock, so and I don't think we're going to get much of a sunset, obviously. Still kind of surrounded by clouds, but other than a light misting, we really haven't gotten a whole lot of rain here on this spot. So there is a massive creek that runs down through here, though, so you can tell it has certainly got its fair share of rainfall and water runoff from the mountains in the past. So for tonight, night one dinner, we're going to give our shot at a pizza on the scuttle, on the Timbo Tusk scuttle. So, Michelle, how you doing this?
All right, we got some individual mini bobolis, some spicy tomato pesto, mozzarella cheese, and some Italian chicken sausage.
Are you cooking that ahead of time?
It's already cooked.
It's already
So all I
cooked.
gotta do is slice it up, assemble, and you're ready to heat up the pizza.
All right, super. All right, and I see a bottle of wine over there in the wings to go with dinner.
Yep, a Trader Joe's Platinum Reserve Spring Mountain District Cabernet Sauvignon from Napa Valley.
Yeah, that's amazing. All right, so as long as I don't screw up baking this pizza, it should be a great dinner. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm a little concerned just heating this steel scuttle without any oil or water in it. So I'm going to try and keep the heat relatively low because I don't want to burn off the seasoning. But I understand if you do burn off the seasoning, it's not too hard to re-season. So anyway, I'm just going to try and heat it with the seasoning that's on it, use this for the pizza, and then cover it. And hopefully that works. I do have this digital thermometer, which will kind of help. So right now the sucker's 56 degrees, which is about the outside air temperature. And that'll kind of help me regulate what's going on. It has started to rain on us, so we're working this creatively here. All right, start a timer, and we'll see how this goes. Yeah. Yeah, so we're kind of compacting our outdoor area under the awning because of the rain. We moved the solo stove a little closer to the awning so we at least get a little bit of the heat off of it. But it's still a nice evening. It's not overly cold. Mid-50s. If that, yeah. Pizza's bacon. Cheers. So how's it camping in the rain?
Well, as long as it's not windy, it's not bad.
Yeah.
If it was windy and rain was coming in sideways.
Yeah, and it's not, I mean, it was just kind of a misty rain, and it's actually, yeah, just a drizzle. I think the storm is breaking up a little bit. But the fire's going, and the pizza's baking, and here we got a couple more minutes on the pizza, and should be close to being done. It's been about 20 minutes on this sucker. We turned the heat up a little bit to get it going, so we'll see how this is. Oh, man, that looks pretty tasty. All right.
Just slide it over. Slide it.
There we go. All right.
Get the other one on.
All right. All right, one pizza down, one to go. This one will probably cook a little bit quicker because the scuttle is up to temperature now. So, how's that thing look?
Pretty good. The bottom's a little dark, but not bad.
Okay, so
You can see.
oh yeah, okay, that's not bad though.
The pizzas turned out to be absolutely amazing. They were both really good, and we'll continue to do that on trips. The rest of the evening we spent kind of watching the rain come in and go and looking at the beautiful moon. We had a wonderful night. Went to bed probably around 9:30 and had a very restful night and awakened refreshed for the next day's adventures.
You think it's about time for a hike?
It is always time for a hike.
All right, let's go for a good hike. Got something I want to show you. All right, here we go on a hike. You can kind of head straight ahead to that bush, and then you can just kind of follow the water line there.
I tell you, these things are awesome.
Yeah. All right, you cut back around that way, right? All right, here we go.
Careful that cactus right to your right knee.
Yep, right, got it. Let me just get up. All right, that was a little scramble. Wow, what a view. Really cool rocks if you can get up here. That way wasn't too bad. And the size of these boulders are just amazing. So we were trying to find a archaeological site, but I don't know if the storms or something. We're on the right spot, but it used to be like a rock circle here, and we can't find it anymore. So we're taking a break, and then we'll head back and start dinner.
So it turns out that that cave you see in front of you formed by the boulders was actually the archaeological site we were looking for. Apparently it had been occupied by early native settlers here as far back as 10,000 years. So it wasn't what I was expecting, but we did find it nonetheless, so it's still pretty cool.
So we just got back from an absolutely incredible hike. It wasn't far, but we were trying to find an ecological site that had been, GPS had been given to us. We got up there, we couldn't find it. I assume maybe one of the recent storms or even the earthquake probably destroyed what was left of it. But we're back in camp and getting ready to start dinner, and it's an absolutely beautiful evening. Moon is up behind me already. It's full moon tonight. Clouds are still breaking apart just to the west of us, and we're all set for a good night. So we're going to be I hope making something pretty special for dinner. So tonight the plan is to try and do something a little special, a little different, something we've never made out here camping. As luck would have it, our children sent us a really cool Christmas present this year, and it's a cookbook, and it's from none other than our internet friend, YouTube friend, Marco Hernandez. So he's come out with an overland cookbook. And our kids were nice enough to send us to this for Christmas. So we looked through it. There looks like some incredible recipes. If you don't know Marco, he runs a YouTube channel called Overland X. Does a lot of things with trail recon and Brad. So very common in the off-road community. So I thought it would be really cool to fix something out of this cookbook. But it also didn't seem appropriate to not do that out in the field. So this book is fantastic. He's got some incredible sauces. As well as recipes for food and everything. So tonight, we are going to try seared ahi and see how that turns out. So he has got some wonderful stuff in here, and I'm trying to find the seared ahi recipe. But anyway, we made the sauce for it ahead of time, and then we'll sear the ahi on a skillet, and then add this incredible glaze sauce that he has with it. There it is, triple citrus ahi tuna. So we're going to give that a shot tonight. And Marco, thank you for sharing this with us, and we'll let you know how it turns out for us. All right, so Marco's tuna recipe, the ahi tuna, should ideally be served over a bed of rice. So rice can be a little challenging sometimes in the field, but I found this on Amazon, and it's called the Keith cooker. And it's supposed to make rice very easy. It's essentially, I'll show you to you in a second, but essentially almost like a double boiler pot. It's a pot within a pot, and it uses the steam from the outer pot where the water is to cook the rice in the inner pot. So I'll set it up and show you how it works. All right, so this is the Keith pot. It is made out of titanium, and it's got these pressure lid, opens up, and then inside is this inner, and as you can see, it doesn't go all the way down, so it gives room for water in the bottom. It's pre-marked for how much rice and how much water to put, so between 100 grams, 200 and 300 grams of rice, and then the equivalent water that it takes to do that. And then there's holes all through this. You can probably not see too well in this light, but anyway, that'll seep the water into the outer pot. It gets heated, and allegedly in 15 minutes you've got some perfectly steamed rice. So again, this will be another experiment tonight, but hopefully it works. I learned immediately that as it's getting dark, it's extremely hard to see the fill holes on where the rice is supposed to be, but I realized that if I use my headlamp as a backdrop, now I can see that 200 gram mark perfectly. So that works. I'll do that for the water as well. All right, there's the rice. All right, so if all goes well, hopefully this will just be a one beer cook fest. So Michelle is prepping the ahi, and she's gonna marinate it for how long? 20 to 30 minutes. And unfortunately it's a little dark to see.
You don't want to look at that, it looks gross.
Here is our triple citrus marinade.
Which we learned if we do it ahead of time to not add the oil till later, because the oil kind of congeals, so we're trying to melt it a little bit.
But it's all coming back in?
Yeah, it just has to not be at refrigerator temperature.
Smells good already. All right, so added the water to the rice now, and basically the directions say when the water is no longer being absorbed by the rice and stays at the fill mark, that's the correct point. So we rinsed the rice ahead of time, and then I've filled it probably 3 times now, let it settle, and this looks like the water's staying at the mark, so I think this is it. I have to say I am really happy with this Mountain Hatch tailgate board. This has just made the tailgate into a nice little ancillary cooking surface compared to the trailer where Michelle's working over there. All right, rice is going on. This barely fits on here. I think I can make it work. All right, we're good. Rice is on. So we'll wait for that to boil and then I'll cut that heat back to a simmer. I love being out here. Beautiful full moon tonight. And not a cloud in the sky, so we're probably not going to see a lot of stars because the moon is so bright, but certainly don't need a lot of light in the campground right now. The solo stove is going. And our campsite is set up for the night.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Think so?
Because it's really boiling. You want it simmering.
All right. So the rice has come to a boil. Dialing it back. One of the nice things about this discontinued jet boil is you can turn that thing down to simmer pretty easily, which is kind of nice. Alright, so in theory in 15 minutes we'll have rice. More to follow. Yeah, I'm kind of bummed that jet boil discontinued this stove because one, it's great the way it folds up and packs into that bag right there because it easily fits inside my deck drawer system where a 2-burner stove, your normal rectangular 2-burner stove won't. But the thing I really like is look how easy that thing simmers. You can really regulate the heat on this, which is nice. So the wine for tonight's dinner is
From our favorite boutique winery, Peacock Cellars, Reserve Pinot Noir.
and we have never had a bad wine from them. Nice. All right, so we don't have cast iron, so we're using carbon steel to sear the ahi tonight. Should work well, though. It's a lot lighter than
Cast iron.
All right, so the rice has been going on for about 17 minutes. I'm going to assume it's done according to the directions of the Keith cooker. Turn that off. And Michelle is getting ready to sear our ahi, so hopefully we can time this all just right. Time to put this ahi tuna. We're going to do the, traditional 2 minutes aside?
Well, it's traditional.
Yeah, well, for rare. I mean, we kind of want it rare, right? Oh, that looks good. Been marinating in Marco's, there's a triple citrus marinade. So one of the things I love about overlanding is being able to make a gourmet meal literally out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, to me, this is the best restaurant in the world. I've got fireside dining, a good bottle of wine, great cuisine, a full moon, and I know you won't be able to see it on the camera, but I can see Orion, who's just down below the moon there. Already smells good.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Turn it down on that side.
I'm getting the rice right now. Wow, that looks good. Let me go with the rice. All right, so full disclosure, pulled the rice off and it wasn't quite done. So I'm putting it back on there to cook it for about 5 more minutes.
I'm just gonna do a little bit.
Oh, let's put some on the rice too.
Well, I don't, that's mine, so
Okay.
if you want more.
Yeah, throw some on the rice.
It's pretty strong, salty, so you can always add more if you want more.
All right, here we go. Looks amazing.
It does.
Beautiful. All right, who says rough and it has to be rough? All right, we definitely have to give a shout out to Marco and his new cookbook. This is absolutely amazing. The glaze on this is so flavorful. Really, really good. Thanks, Marco. We owe you. Well, we enjoyed an absolutely great meal tonight. And now the evening is winding down. Michelle's doing some dishes. Hopefully she'll finish that up soon, and we'll sit here and enjoy the rest of our wine. We'll look up at this amazing sky and a beautiful night out in the desert. All right, so we woke up to a bit of rain this morning and managed to break over the mountain. It's a light sprinkle. It's not bad, but it's definitely raining this morning. So we're gonna have some coffee. They are calling for some very high winds today, so we're gonna make our coffee and figure out what we want to do here.
The awning's not waterproof, there's what's in proof on me.
Wrapping up day 3. It's been quite an interesting day. We've had several rain showers, and now it looks like the front is kind of moving out, but we've picked up some wind here. So and the forecast says it's probably going to be windy all night, but it is still beautiful.
The rain indeed did move out as the afternoon wore on. However, the winds also picked up significantly. And by the evening, we were looking at gusts from 30, probably 35 miles an hour. So it changed our dinner plans to basically making some charcuterie and an evening inside the trailer, which was fantastic. We watched couple of Jack Ryan videos on the iPad, and just had a really nice evening inside the trailer. And while it was noisy with the wind, the trailer held up fine. No damage the next morning other than the solar ray had gotten blown over, and my Timbo Tusk Scottle also was blown over. So it was a good night of wind.